Hello, fellow YouTubers. This is John with the Viper Bike Network and his girlfriend, videographer Missy. We're ending our 3-night, 4-day camping trip here at Little Farm on the River in Indiana. We've done one review of the exterior of the R-Pod Model 179, and this is a video in use of the interior. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're just going to go over some of the amenities in it, and also we'll go over some of the advantages and disadvantages since we've had it now since April. So we've used it about 4 times. So first, this model is new. They actually call it a 2015 model, and one of the I guess big disadvantages of former models that other owners wanted was more counter space and also closet space. So what R-Pod did is they made the design where this slide out here is the dinette for this model. And the slide out includes the TV or the refrigerator convection oven, and then also this dinette with storage above. So that has opened up a lot of space, and it's allowed them to put in some closets, and we'll take a look at that. And first we're going to get started over here. One of the things that R-Pod, the designers at Forest River did is they added this pantry. This pantry has quite a bit of storage in it for food and whatnots, and we found it to be, as long as you keep it pretty well organized, to be well suited for the longest we've had it out as a 5-day trip, and we were able to keep things well stored. Next, and one of the biggest things, is the kitchen, and I'll have Missy here scan this. As you can see here, the kitchen area is quite large. If you've looked at other models of the R-Pod, usually the kitchen is over on the side and it's a slide out. There's no counter space. As you can see here, there's very much adequate counter space for that. One thing that I did, and I would other R-Podders have done, I'm sure other RVers, is where you have the stove here, you can buy a steel slide or a steel cover for that, but what most people do is they take and buy a Walmart, a very large cutting board, and then, like I did, I went to Lowe's and bought this railing and Gorilla Glue and went ahead and made this. So it fits quite nice, adds a little extra countertop. We don't really use the cutting board much for cutting because we have another one, but it does add the extra space, and it makes everything look real nice. Of course, when we travel, we turn it around so that if we hit a bump or whatever, it doesn't go flying everywhere. So, but that works out quite well. The R-Pod also has a very nice sink here, and the water faucet is actually a pull-out. We've learned to use, we don't like to drill into the walls, so you may see on our walls here is a lot of Command products, things to hold your spice rack, and also over here to hold your keys and that sort of thing. Okay, going down, looking down further, you'll see that there's 2 electrical outlets here that are quite nicely located for use with the countertop. I do wish R-Pod would have put these into the wall. I think these, especially this one sticking out, kind of detracts from the overall counter look, but that's a real minor. As you can see here on the counter, there's adequate storage. Here's a drawer that's about a half depth, and then you have 2 full depth drawers that provide even more storage. And then down here, I'll switch places with Missy and show the, although it'll be hard to see in here with the light, this counter actually, or this cabinet space here goes all the way to the back, and it's a lot of storage. On the other side, you have another one that goes all the way back to the wall. So we've also incorporated a couple of things, these little cabinet door hooks, and they help out, and a little portable garbage can. Okay. Right here next is the convection microwave oven. That's quite nice. As you can see, it's pretty big in there for anything you want to cook, and it'll even brown the food with that. We pretty much just use it for a microwave, but other people have done that. And then this is a 3-way refrigerator that can either run on electric, propane, or battery, and it keeps things cold. Like all RV refrigerators, though, because it's not your standard type with a compressor, you really need to get it cooling down about a day before. And if you're like us, we live in a condo, usually about 12 hours beforehand, where we store it, you can either fire it up with propane, or if you have enough battery juice, you may be able to get 6-8 hours of running that on battery. Here's the look inside. As you can see, there's quite a bit of adequate storage. It's got a freezer. And if you notice here, you're going to see a sensor. We got one for the fridge and the freezer. And I'm going to go over here and show you this. And this is something I would recommend everybody get. And that is this AccuRite sensor. As you can tell, our freezer's at 6 degrees and our fridge right now is at 35. Keeps the food really, really cold once you get it chilled down. While we're here, let's go ahead and look at some of this. Here is kind of the control panel. This is the outside light. If you saw our external review, there's a amber colored light that you can use as a porch light. This is the slide in and out. This is the controller for the fan, AC, and the furnace. And then this right here has got your water heater and your water pump. Now, when we're hooked up to electric, of course, anybody who has an RV knows this, of course, but if you're new, that's shown full on the battery. That's just because we're hooked up. Now, we're on city water instead of using our 36-gallon water tank, so it's showing as empty. Now, we've been here 3 nights. This is our 4th day. We're going to be packing up here in a few minutes. The black water tank is about 2/3. For those who don't know, black water is your raw sewage, your toilet sewage. And then gray, we just got to full this morning. And we've each had a couple of showers. As you can see, the light's going out if you hold it there. So it's not quite full yet. But we've had a couple of showers, been washing dishes and things of that nature. Now, Missy and I are moving up from tent camping, so we're quite, pretty astute and able to conserve water. So you cannot use water when you're in an RV if you're not on full hookups like you would at your house. You know, you do have to conserve water a little bit and make sure you're being smart about it. We're moving up from tent camping, so we're used to having 5 gallons of water and things of that nature. But you learn to do that. The RV park we're at today is full hookup, so I did not hook up until I'm getting ready to leave here, and I'll get all the tanks cleaned out. Let's go ahead. Excuse the dogs. That's Willie, our protector. There's Bandit chilling out. And then there's Woody, who he just got a bath last night because he decided to go roll around with some stinky fish, and so we ended up giving him a bath last night. So that was quite a fun time. I'm going to go ahead and close the window here. We'll get our guard dog from maybe barking so much. Let's go ahead and move to the wet bath. Now, for those of you who are maybe downgrading from a full-sized RV, you will probably find this wet bath to be very small. That right there was the fantastic fan. So this is a combination water closet shower. As long as you keep it clean, there's really no problems. If you're like us moving up from tent camping, this is definitely the lap of luxury. You don't have to run to the bathhouse or to the latrine. So uh, we find it to be very convenient. And of course, when you're done, you wipe it down with either your towel or like a chamois to keep it dry. And like I said, that's the fantastic fan. That is their simplest model. They do make models that have rain sensors on them, temperature sensors, things of that nature. We haven't upgraded to that yet. Let's go across here. We'll take a look at the dinette. So this R-Pod, the 179, they say it's good for 3 or 4 people. I would say 2 adults and 2 small children. Now, Missy and I, with the dogs, we find it to be perfect because at night, this also becomes like our couch. So we're able to sit on it and stretch out and that sort of thing, and have our sodas or iced tea, and be able to watch the TV if it's too hot and we don't want to be sitting out in the humidity like it's been. So up above, we got storage. Forest River did really good here on the storage. And one of the things they changed a while back was they made these spring loaded. That way they don't pop open during travel. And it works fine. We've never had anything fall out of it. Okay. Under this seat cushion, there's no need to pull it up, but under this seat cushion is some mechanicals here. But on this side, there's actually storage, some extra storage right here. We keep some extra shoes there. You can put anything you wanted. If you're noticing all the dog hair, that's from Bandit. Over here, there's another electrical outlet that you can use. And then I'll move out of the way here and let Missy scan underneath the bed, although you won't be able to see all the way under there because it's dark. But in the summertime, that's where the heater vent is, right over there on the left. And in the wintertime, you absolutely do not want to store anything underneath of that. It gets hot, and in fact, it becomes a fire hazard. But in the summer, that provides extra storage. And also, when you're not using the R-Pod, we put our tables and chairs under there, and they stay put quite well. There's some hooks here on the door. As you can see, we've added a couple extra hanger hooks. And this up here is the air conditioner. It's a 13,500 BTU. Some of the owners have said they thought it might be a little too big. You do have to be on 30 amp service to run it, which we are, and in most parks, state parks and RV parks, you're able to do that without a problem. Now this is quite noisy when it's running. In fact, it's very noisy, but it keeps the humidity down, it keeps the air cool, so if you're one of those folks that either likes that or needs that, you'll find that this air conditioner is adequate. Moving down now, up here is part of the entertainment center. This is a DVD, CD, MP3 player, and this goes to the speakers, and it also can play music on the outside speakers. If you saw our external review, you know that there are 2 marine speakers outside. So if you want to be outside sitting on your lawn chairs or whatever and listen to a game or listen to music, you can do that. And here, our pod, the 179, came with this little 19-inch TV. It does quite well with that, and it swings back and will clip for driving. Now, one thing that we didn't know about, because nobody had told us, this also will receive digital. This also will receive digital signals over the air, free TV, even though it's cable and satellite ready in your place. But you'll see there's a little red button, right there, and that turns the amplifier on for the digital antenna. Okay. We'll move over here to the closets. This is one of the additions that people were asking for. As you can see, this is a pretty nice sized little closet. And then down here are 3 drawers. I won't open them all up, but they're all the same size and everything's good there. Let's see. The bed. The bed here is what they call an RV queen. And you're enjoying Missy's sewing work here. She made this little quilt for us. It's quite nice. And it's adequate for us. Now, if you're a real tall person, I'm about 5'11", and if you try to stretch out, I'd say if you're over 6 foot or so, you may not be able to fully stretch out once you lay your head on your pillow and that. So that's something to keep in mind. But for our height, it's perfect with no problems. The mattress is an RV mattress. It's probably going to be one of the first things that we replace here. It's not as comfortable as it could be. All right. Underneath the mattress is where the mechanicals are, and there's some plywood board that you have to unscrew, and that's where, for instance, where you hook your winterizing antifreeze up. With all RVs, they come with a smoke detector and a CO2 detector, just for safety. And all the lighting in here is LED lighting, which, if you're off-grid, it helps with conserving your batteries. So, all right, that's kind of a review and use. Like I said, we've used it about 4 times and have enjoyed ourselves. We do definitely think it's this model is the best model for our use. Let me bring up here and just kind of review some of the advantages and disadvantages. So we'll start with the disadvantages. Like I'd said, the mattress is an RV mattress. It's not very comfortable. It's a standard one that comes in. A lot of people end up replacing that. The wet bath is small. If you're a person that's probably bigger than I am, I'm rolling in here at about 230 plus pounds, 5'11". It's going to be tight for you. So some people coming down from an RV with a full-size bathroom probably wouldn't like that. But for us, it's definitely better than running to the bathhouse. We think it's a good addition. The AC, as I said, is noisy. It is very noisy. I don't know how you get away from that, though, with any RV. So it is what it is. This is kind of minor, but there's no tilt bracket on the TV. And what I mean is, when you swing it back like you saw me do in the when I was showing you the entertainment center, if you're laying in bed, because the angle doesn't rotate down, your picture, the way you're looking at it, it doesn't look quite right. So we might buy a tilt bracket for it, but right now it's working, so no issues. The cushions here, you saw me move them. The Velcro, we're going to add some extra Velcro to keep them in place. They didn't do a very good job on that. And if you may have noticed, we put down a lot of carpet runners. And the reason we did that is one of our dogs, the Japanese Chin Bandit, he's got some bad knees, and with this being vinyl floor, It's very slippery for like a dog, so we put down carpet runners so he can jump up and that sort of thing. Just a little FYI if you have an animal like that. No window in the door. I didn't. If you saw our outside review, some RVs come with a window, and that may be something that I have added. I'm going to talk to our local RV center there and see if they could order just a window to put in the door. I'd like that. Let's go to advantages. The advantages, first off, especially for people like Missy and I who are upgrading from backpacking and tent camping as we get older, is the fact that this is completely self-contained. The R-Pods come with a 36-gallon fresh water tank and a 30-gallon black tank and a 30-gallon gray tank. And if you're a person that's used to just using a few gallons of water, this opens up a whole new world. You can take more showers. You have an inside bathroom. You don't have to run to the latrine or to the bathhouse to take care of your business. So that for us, that was a major buying point. The good counter space, as we showed you with the kitchen, having used that in comparison to some of the other models and even some larger RVs. I've toured some larger RVs and they just don't seem to have a whole lot of counter space for that. I think Forest River did a really good job with this, with that layout. And then adequate storage. You've got the clothes closet here, the pantry closet. You've got storage under the bed during the summertime only. And you've got this other storage. And then up here with the three over the dinette, adequate, more than adequate storage. The overall design. The overall design is, we think, really, they did a really good job in how they set this up. It, I think, adds so much to it with this larger slide out. So hats off to the design engineers of Forest River, and the layout is just really good. We think the fridge is a decent size, and it does keep it cool once you get it down to its temperature. And the oven microwave, we think, was a nice added addition. If, for instance, it's raining, you don't want to go grilling out or whatever, you want to just heat something up. So that's about it for our review of the Forest River R-Pod 179. And I'm going to show you here how noisy this air conditioner can be. I hate to leave you on a negative, but it's something I think people need to know with that. But overall, the R-Pod, I would give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. This model, R-Pod 179, and we really love it. And even though I'm ending here on a disadvantage, I would not sway your decision from buying this if you decide you need a kind of if you're upgrading from a camper or downgrading from an RV. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it, and you'll see how loud it is. Shouldn't take long to come on. Okay, I just turned it off. Turns off quite quickly. So you can see there's some noise to that. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. If you haven't reviewed our video of the external review of the R-Pod 179, there'll be a link down in the comments section. I encourage you to do that. Like I said, overall, we think this has been a great buy. We've been really pleased with it. And that's about it. Take care, everyone. And if you get a chance, please subscribe to the Viper Bite Network. Thank you.